Ah, the good old days when graphics quality didn't make a difference to me. I remember when baby Mr.Steel was about 10 years old, I'd go over to my friend Cody's house and play GTA San Andreas all day. I'd have him put in the cheat codes for guns and just run around shooting everyone. Didn't ever play a single mission. My mother of course didn't know about this, she thought I was an innocent Christian boyo. But anyway, I remember thinking those graphics looked photorealistic. It looked just as good as GTA 5 the first time I played that, and I didn't even realize it had bad character animation.
Hey, I know, hey, come on.
And well, San Andreas graphics weren't bad for what the game was, but now any game that's 2 years old looks like it's garbage to me. Damn, I hate my brain. There are of course a few older games that hold up pretty well. Wind Waker and Okami are the classic examples, endlessly praised for their timeless beauty. And honestly, they deserve it. But these games are more stylized. Wind Waker is cel-shaded and Okami has the classic painting look, so they're gonna look better than a realistic game, because realism is dependent on the power of the machine. There were also a few realistic games that looked abnormally good. You've got the great interiors of Doom 3 and the lush foliage of Far Cry still looks pretty good. And everything made in Valve's Source engine also looks pretty decent for 10 to 15-year-old games. Portal, Half-Life, the Stanley Parable, they could all look better if they were remade today, and the Stanley Parable is being remade. But for the time that they were made, they look pretty good, aside from the shadows. Those look just awful, bad. And you can't forget about Shadow of the Colossus, which, let the record show, I have not played, even though every PlayStation owner loves to shove this game down my throat. It was a good looking game, even before the HD remakes. But no discussion about realistic graphics would be complete without Crysis. This game is over 11 years old, but it looks like it could have been an early Xbox One title. But no one could play it because no one had a powerful enough computer. So, is it really worth it? No, not really. No, not at all. But there were also quite a few games that looked pretty okay, or maybe even great at the time, that are just not very good looking anymore. Final Fantasy VII and Tomb Raider are easy examples. The first 3D games shouldn't really be expected to have aged well, but geez, just look at this. And then you've got the games where if you didn't play them growing up, you can't even tell what the hell you're looking at, like Star Fox 64 and Mario Kart 64. I'm looking at you, Calamari Desert and Star Fox multiplayer. We are getting much better at realism though. Now that we've got better hardware and software, making games that look better is so much easier. Take Forza Horizon 4 and Red Dead 2. They had some of the best graphics of 2018, and keep in mind they're both console games. Both huge open worlds, both with realistic graphics that look better than Zac Efron shirtless. But I'm sure as time goes on, these graphics will become dated as well, thus is the nature of technology. But the stylized games such as Journey will always look fantastic. And I don't mind that at all. Honestly, I prefer stylized games like cel-shaded more than realistic. Give me Breath of the Wild's graphics over Twilight Princess's any day. But no matter how much power you have, that'll never trump a good design aesthetic. Super Mario Galaxy, a Wii game, looks so much better than Hour of Victory, a World War II game on the 360. Even with that extra power, it still looks just awful. Nintendo took the time to get the most out of their artwork. A simple but extremely pretty game. I still think it looks fantastic. Whereas Hour of Victory had way more power at its disposal, but because of the poor art design, it doesn't look good. Graphics power can be incredibly helpful, and it can make new ways to enhance the beauty and story in games. But power in and of itself is never enough. You need skilled people who can push the hardware to its limits and innovate with a good aesthetic art design. Now, whether you prefer stylized or realistic graphics doesn't really matter. Both have their pros and cons, but as long as someone has taken the effort and time to create a good work of art, I'll enjoy it. Unless it's Oxenfree. I freaking hate that game. It's so garbage. In my very humble opinion, it's garbage, but that's just my opinion. It's freaking garbage, okay? Thank you for watching my video on video game graphics. I really do appreciate it. I try and release a video once a week, so if you come back next Wednesday, hopefully, probably, maybe another video, I hope. So stay tuned for that. Maybe.